All right, Class 10, let's get right into it. आज के इस explainer में we're diving into two absolutely fascinating topics, reflex action and synapses. हम nervous system के microscopic level को explore करेंगे और फिर हम देखेंगे how our body reacts super fast to danger. Grab your notes because we literally have a ton of amazing ground to cover today. Okay, so here's our game plan. First, synapses and neurotransmitters. Second, classifying body actions. Third, the reflex arc pathway. And finally, we'll wrap up with some MCQs and short questions to lock all this in. Mapping it out like this is really going to help you actively memorize these concepts for your exams. Let's jump into step 1, synapses and neurotransmitters. आज हम discover करेंगे exactly how neurons talk to each other without even touching. Okay, so first up, let's define what a synapse actually is. Basically, it's a small gap between two neurons or between a neuron and an effector cell. अब होता क्या है? जब एक nerve impulse एक neuron के end तक आती है, it can't just jump directly across this microscopic gap. ये nerve impulse automatically इस gap को cross नहीं कर सकती. So, the question is, ये message आगे कैसे जाता है? And this brilliantly illustrates exactly how it works. To cross this gap, our body uses special chemicals called neurotransmitters. कुछ common examples हैं dopamine और acetylcholine. Nerve impulses इन special chemicals का use करके इस gap को cross करती हैं. Basically, ये neurotransmitters gap को cross करते हैं और अगले neuron की dendrite या किसी effector cell के साथ attach हो जाते हैं. So the message can safely continue its journey. It's literally like a chemical bridge.
Moving on to step 2, classifying body actions. Now we're zooming out from those tiny cells to look at human body movements.
We divide human body actions into two main categories, voluntary actions and involuntary actions. Voluntary actions वो है जो हमारे conscious control में होते हैं and they are processed by higher brain centers like the cerebrum. For example, writing a letter or speaking जब आप बिल्कुल सोच समझ कर कोई action लेते हैं. But on the flip side, involuntary actions occur with absolutely no conscious control, like the secretion of saliva. ये automatically हो जाते हैं. इनमें आपके brain की conscious thinking involved नहीं होती. Now look at this stark difference here. Normally, our brain processes information, right? But for extremely quick involuntary responses, जिनको हम reflex actions कहते हैं, the brain is completely bypassed, सिर्फ time save करने के लिए. ऐसे sudden danger moments में, the spinal cord acts as the main coordinator. Precious milliseconds बचाने के लिए, brain को completely skip कर दिया जाता है. Which brings us to step 3, the reflex arc pathway. Let's map out the exact path these signals take. Let's walk through a real-life scenario, like pulling your hand away from a hot flame. Step 1. Skin receptors detect heat. Step 2. A sensory neuron immediately sends that impulse to the spinal cord. Step 3. An interneuron in the spinal cord transmits it to a motor neuron. Step 4. That motor neuron carries the message back to the effector. And finally, Step 5. The effector muscle contracts and you pull your hand away. एकदम से receptor से लेकर effector तक का ये सफर just milliseconds में होता है. Now what's really interesting here is how this forms a complete ultra-fast circuit. Just trace that colorful pathway right from the skin receptor straight into the spinal cord, entirely bypassing the higher brain regions and immediately sending a signal back out through the motor neuron to the arm muscle. ये pathway clearly दिखाता है कि nerve impulse की travel कितनी ज़्यादा fast or efficient है. All right, guys, let's jump into our daily assessment with some MCQs. I'm going to read the question, and I want you to guess the answer in your head before I reveal it. Let's go! Question 1. What is the small gap between two neurons called? Is it A, synapse, B, node of Ranvier, C, ganglion, or D, meninges? Take a quick second. Yep, A, synapse is absolutely correct. ये वही tiny microscopic gap है जहाँ एक neuron end होता है और दूसरा start. Let's try the next one. Which chemicals help carry messages across a synapse? A. Neurotransmitters, B. Hormones, C. Enzymes, or D. Antibodies. What do you think? The right answer is A. Neurotransmitters. याद करें, हमने dopamine और acetylcholine की examples discuss की थी, जो इस chemical bridge का काम करते हैं. Okay, next. Quick involuntary responses in which the brain is not involved are called A. Reflex actions, B. Voluntary actions, C. Coordinated actions, or D. Sensory pathways.
Pay close attention to that phrase, brain is not involved. White dead giveaway had that the correct choice is A, reflex actions. So the crucial point is right here. In a reflex arc, which neuron transmits impulses from receptors to the spinal cord? A, sensory neuron, B, motor neuron, C, interneuron, or D, Schwann cell? Just remember that receptors sense things from the environment, leading us directly to our answer. A, sensory neuron. ये न्यूरॉन सिग्नल को बॉडी से central nervous system तक लेकर जाता है. Moving on, which part of the central nervous system acts as the coordinator for reflex actions? A, spinal cord, B, cerebrum, C, thalamus, or D, pituitary gland? Remember that side-by-side comparison earlier where the brain was completely bypassed? That makes A, spinal cord, the only logical coordinator for these super-fast reflexes.
Let's do one last MCQ. What is the role of an interneuron in a reflex arc? A, receives impulses from sensory neurons and transmits them to motor neurons, or B, detects the stimulus from the environment? Well, it's definitely option A. The interneuron is essentially the middleman. इस spinal cord के अंदर बैठकर sensory neurons से impulse receive करता है और foreign motor neuron को pass कर देता है.
Awesome job on those MCQs. Now let's wrap up with our short questions assessment. This is your ultimate long-term memorization checklist.
Here are 5 short questions you absolutely must know. Number 1. Define a synapse and explain its function. Number 2. What are neurotransmitters? Name 2 examples. Number 3. Differentiate between voluntary and involuntary actions. Number 4. Define a reflex action and trace the components of a reflex arc. And number 5. Explain why the brain is not involved in reflex actions. अगर आप इन 5 क्वेश्चंस का आंसर विदाउट लुकिंग दे सकते हैं, then congratulations, आपने आज का लेसन completely मास्टर कर लिया है.
Before we sign off today, I want to leave you with a quick thought. If our spinal cord acts as the coordinator for rapid reflex actions without any conscious thought at all, how many other split-second decisions is your body making right now just to keep you safe? आपका nervous system इस वक्त background में literally कितने सारे unnoticed miracles perform कर रहा है. Keep that curiosity alive, stay focused, and I'll catch you guys in the next explainer.